I want to show you how I would go about a situation like this where you've got an eye that's just a teeny tiny bit open and you want to close it. So there's a couple of different ways that you can go about this. One is you could just go into Liquify, and depending on how the eye is opened, it sometimes works. So I'm Shift Command X. You can come in and just kind of push it up, push it down, get your brush nice and small, and just kind of close that gap. The thing that I generally don't like about this technique is it gets closer and closer, but then it gets more and more distorted. You can also use this, what's this one called? A pucker tool. So you can use the pucker tool and it will bring it together. So what I like to do instead is I'm just going to use my lasso tool and I'm going to grab this whole upper eyelid like that. I'm going to feather it by like 1 and go Command J. So I've got this eyelid on a new layer now. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Command T to bring up my transform, and I'm going to go to warp. And now I'm going to just move that layer down just so slightly. I'm going to leave. I want this part to basically stay in the right spot, but everything else to come down a little bit like so. And then you can also do it the other way if you don't want to go quite so far with your upper layer. Let's go undo for a second here. Go back. All right. The other thing that you can do is you can do both together. So I'm going to grab that, feather it by 1, Command J. I'm going to Command T to warp, and I'm just going to lightly pull up that bottom piece like that. Then I'm going to go to my top piece, Command T, warp, bring it down. Like that. And there we go. That's not too bad. So if you needed to go further, you could. And I might just a little bit with this bottom layer. So if you have the both layers, you can really like tweak it so that you've got it just how you want it. And so that it doesn't get too distorted. I'm going to just add a teeny bit of grain. See how it's kind of like, because it was a small area that I was pulling, it gets distorted fast. So I like to add just like the tiniest bit of grain, 0.5, 0.7 or so that it matches and it looks like it's a little bit more realistic. It doesn't look like it's got that grit. See how this eye is fully closed, but it just looks darker along that lid line because he's got a heavier lash than we can see over here. I'm also going to come in here and just kind of make a selection around that lash line. I'm going to feather it by like 2 or 3 and then add a curve and just drop it down, adding a little bit around that eye. And then if you back out, you can see even more until it starts to look a little bit more realistic and like he's really got that eye closed. And that's looking a little better for me.